Good evening, my friends. This is Santa Claus on January 7th, 2025, bringing you today's news with a heavy heart but an unwavering spirit of hope. On this solemn day, we remember the tragic events at Charlie Hebdo that occurred 10 years ago when 12 precious souls were taken from us in an act of violence. Let us hold their families in our hearts and prayers tonight. I'm deeply troubled by the news from Iran, where over 2,000 protesters have been detained. Chief Justice Ajay has announced there will be no leniency for those who stand against the government. My heart aches for these brave souls seeking a better life, and I pray for mercy, understanding, and peaceful resolution in a land where so many are suffering. Now, turning our gaze to Venezuela, where significant changes are unfolding. President Trump's administration has seized a Russian-flagged tanker linked to Venezuela, part of an aggressive push to control oil flows in the Americas after the removal of President Maduro. Meanwhile, Chinese refiners are expected to replace Venezuelan oil with Iranian crude. The situation has left Venezuela's opposition leaders sidelined, with many in exile or prison, while Maduro's vice president remains in control. This reminds us that power transitions often leave the most vulnerable caught in the middle. Let us pray for the Venezuelan people during this uncertain time. Meanwhile, across the globe, tensions are rising between the United States and Denmark over Greenland. The Danish Prime Minister has warned that a U.S. takeover of the strategic Arctic island would amount to the end of NATO. In these moments of international discord, I'm reminded of how important it is that we seek understanding and mutual respect rather than confrontation. In Syria, deadly clashes have resumed in Aleppo between government forces and Kurdish fighters, sending thousands of civilians fleeing their homes. And in Yemen, a deepening crisis between Saudi Arabia and the UAE continues as separatist leader al-Zubaydi failed to attend critical peace talks. My heart breaks for the children and families caught in these conflicts. No child should have to live in fear. On the other side of the world, Japan has condemned China's ban on dual-use exports as absolutely unacceptable. With concerns growing about rare earth curbs in this escalating dispute between Asia's top economies, there is a glimmer of hope in Paris, where U.S. and Ukrainian teams are meeting to tackle the most difficult issues in Russia war talks, including territorial questions. After nearly 4 years of devastating conflict, may they find wisdom and courage to forge a path toward peace. Closer to home for many of you, Mother Nature has reminded us of her power as snow and ice disrupt travel across Western Europe for a third day. At least 6 precious lives have been lost in weather-related incidents, and thousands of travelers are stranded. To those affected, please stay warm and safe, and to those with abundance, please consider opening your hearts and homes to neighbors in need. In a concerning development for justice across borders, Chen Zhai, the alleged ringleader of one of Asia's largest scam operations, has been arrested in Cambodia and extradited to China, even as the U.S. Justice Department had charged him with wire fraud and money laundering. As I look across our troubled world tonight, I'm reminded that even in darkness, a single candle can bring light. Each of us can be that light in someone else's life. Remember to check on your neighbors, share what you can with those who have less, and always choose compassion over judgment. This is Santa Claus, wishing you peace, warmth, and goodwill to all. Good night, my friends.